Hey guys, what's up? So we all know that fighters are one of the key roles in the game. They convert squishy heroes, sustain damage, and initiate a team fight. Their skill sets have a wide range of use, thus they can be versatile in roles rather than just being a fighter. So in this video, I will share with you guys my top 5 recommended fighters for easier ranking up this season 26. These are the top picked fighters who prove to be effective with the current meta. These ones are also a mix of easy and hard to use heroes, and they are all useful in their own ways of playstyle. So let's start with MLBB's number 1 advertiser, Balmond. First of all, this hero is quite easy to use, and I can say that he's a beginner-friendly hero. Even though he's a fighter, he has a sweet spot in being used as a jungler. He's usually built with full tank build items, and even with that, he still manages to deal a fair amount of damage. It's also hard to contest the objectives with this guy because of his ultimate and retribution combo. But though he seems good to use, he also has his downsides. He may be quite OP in the early game, but that subsides at late game when the enemy gets full items. His main damage is when he's spinning with his skill 2, but knock-up skills can easily counter it. But aside from that, if we check his ranking, he's in the top 5 most picked heroes in all ranks and in Legend and above. As for the M2s and above, he still managed to get into the top 15 spot. So I guess Balmond is in meta despite being an easy hero, with his strong points and weaknesses. So if you plan to rank up with an easy hero, Balmond is a good choice. Next on my list is ML's new favorite, Julian. Just kidding. Anyway, this guy is a full package hero, and I've got a lot of reasons why I see him that way. First, he's a versatile hero. He can go jungler, mid lane, or experience lane. Second, he can start ganking once he gets to level 3. He can burst heroes with one combo, and sometimes I didn't even know I'd already killed someone. Third, he has many tricks up his sleeves with his enhanced skills. His enhanced first has good damage and can slow the enemy from afar. His enhanced second can deal damage while being untargetable. And his enhanced third can slow, deal damage, and knock up heroes. So far so good. Aside from that, Julian gains an enhanced basic attack after casting an enhanced skill. It slightly pulls the enemy, deals heavy damage, and heals Julian. Now, since he's that good, we can see in the ranking that he's still one of the most picked heroes despite his high ban rate. You'll probably hate this guy when you're against him, but you'll definitely love him when he's on your side or when you're using him. Julian isn't that hard to play, but you'll certainly need some time to adapt on how he's used. So, if you plan to rank up with a versatile one, Julian is a good candidate. Next on my list is the ever-balanced Chou. This guy is almost always one of the top picked heroes in every season. Because of his balanced skills, he always seems to be a part of the meta. Chou can be used as a roaming tank or as a fighter in experience lane, but I think he's now widely used as a roam because of his mobility and initiating skills. When used as a fighter, he can easily burst squishy ones out of the team fight. He can also sustain, chase, and turn the tides of battle with his skill sets. When used as a roam, he's mostly used as an initiator. His role is to catch an enemy and kick them to his teammates. He can also provide support and disrupt enemies during team fights. His multiple dashes are his main asset in the game, so you'll have to put it to good use. Though Chou is a fun hero to use, you need to get a little accustomed before you can use him effectively. So if you'd like a slippery fighter for ranking up, Chou is the best choice. Next on my list is Alice's and Tamus' offspring, Dyrroth. This guy is one of the easy fighters on my list. I think he's just slightly harder to use compared with Balmond. Though he's more preferred to be used in experienced lane, he can also be used as a jungler. Dyrroth has deadly damage and can sustain some damage with his HP heals. He barely loses a one-on-one fight with other fighters. So in other words, he usually dominates over the enemy heroes in experienced lane. Squishy ones aren't the only heroes he can burst down. He's also a good counter against tanky heroes who are dependent and effective in a longer team fight. And this is because of his physical defense reduction skills. Some of the enemies he can counter are Esmeralda, Uranus, and Blue. And so to speak, these three are also part of the meta. Though he's a great pick, especially for the experienced lane and during duels, Dyrroth can easily be defeated with multiple CC skills. So you might want to stay away from the center of the team fights to be more effective in the game. Nonetheless, if the enemies have more tanky ones or minimal CCs, I'd recommend you pick this guy. So, last but not the least is the legendary boxer Paquito. Just like Chou, Paquito is a balanced fighter who seems to be in meta in every season. He has sustained multiple dashes and destructive damage. And by what I mean destructive damage, it's literally destructive damage. With the right items, Paquito is one of the heroes who can burst down a squishy enemy with just a skill or two. He can also be used either as a jungler or in experienced lane, and he's equally great to use in either route. Also, just like Julian, this guy has his own pairs of enhanced skills, and that's what makes them complicated. But compared to Julian, I see Paquito as a more complex hero because of the stacks involved with his skill set. You'll surely need a few games playing him to get used to his skills and thus be functional in the game. He is a balanced fighter, so it depends on the player's ability to play him on whether the game will be good or not. Paquito is a good one, regardless of the enemies. He can fare well against tanky ones, initiating team fights, or bursting heroes. So if you like a slightly complicated but fun hero for ranking up, Paquito is the guy. So these are the 5 fighters that I recommend. Not to mention, these are also the top 5 fighters in the game right now, and here are their rankings. There are easy ones here, but there are also more difficult ones. But it's no doubt that you can use them for easier ranking up. I mean, they're the best there is right now. But then again, these are just for me. But what about you guys? What can you say about these fighters? Can you share 5 of your recommended fighters as well? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. That's all for this video. Stay safe and thank you for watching.